Hey, good morning, guys. Good afternoon. Good evening. I don't know what time you're watching this. Hey, welcome back to the channel. So it's a Saturday morning. I got up this morning and I'm like, I really didn't have a clear thought of what I wanted to do today. My warehouse is full of projects everywhere. Dragged her over here. I haven't figured out paint scheme on that yet. I'm still working on colors for that. That's what the last video was about. So I'm gonna come up with some colors for that, work on that. Next project over here is I got a golf cart. I want to take the golf cart. I want to take out the electrics. I want to put in a jet ski engine, cooling system, change out the wheels on it, put the mini lights on it that came off the Triumph. These guys right here, I want to put those on here. Put a 6-inch lift kit on it. I want to do that, but the warehouse is lacking in lighting. So the only way I can get decent light in here is to open all the bay doors, and then of course you get all that light in the background, like that door being open, and it's terrible for shooting video. So I'm going to change out some lights. Here's what I currently have in the warehouse. This is 15-year-old technology. You can see all the little LEDs in there. It's like, you know, prime for its time. And I think I paid $80 a piece for those over at the old Costco. Today's technology, yeah. See each one of those little things? There's the 5 LEDs in there. Those are singles. These things are super bright. But look at these things. Not too many of them left working. Not very bright. So, but anyways, that's what I'm gonna work on today, is changing out some light bulbs, I thought. And then I thought, you know what? James's favorite tool right there is a forklift. Well, I use it for everything. I pull bushes with it. I move cars around with it. I yank engines with it. I move forklift, occasionally I use it for work, and we move pallets of tile around. Today, I use it as a scaffolding. And I usually just throw a pallet out on this thing and up I go. But I was feeling a little queasy this morning. I thought, you know what? I should have the extra safety of a grab bar, something solid. So this thing here is a crate that some tile delivered on. That big old crate for 4 ceramic tiles got delivered this week. Now the tiles are 48 inches by 48 inches, but it took a whole crate to deliver them. So I was using this and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of a handy little thing. And then I got thinking to myself, well, what if we moved that to the front of that pallet to give us more room on the pallet? And then what if we got rid of these boards here and put a flat floor on it so we weren't dropping tools? I just did. So between the slats, what if we made that into some sort of a workbench? So not exactly what I normally do in a video, but you know what? What is it? Invention is the mother, or creation is the thoughts of the invention of the... Well, there's a saying for it. Something about when you need something, then that makes you create it and invent it. So I know these things exist, but well, I don't have one here right now, and I'd like to change some more light bulbs this week, so I'm going to make this thing safer. Let's see what we do. I think we can all agree to be safer, we got to have a flat floor. We should have a rail, but I think it should be all the way to this side here. And then I'm thinking inside of this rail would be a great place to put some shelves. Let's have a screwdriver rack in there. When you go up, let's go up with a pair of pliers and some wire cutters and a wrench and that sort of thing. So you always have things at your fingertips. The fewer trips up in the air, the better. That is what I'm going to focus on. Right now, I throw everything in a 3.5 gallon bucket that I think I might need, and up we go. And then, of course, I'm missing stuff. So I'm going to work on this. We're going to put some new shelves in here. We're going to move this whole thing forward. We're going to build it all out of materials that already exist. We're not going to spend any money on this project, and we're going to make the shop a lot safer place to be. It's one thing when we're up in here, and I don't know how tall the ceiling is in here, maybe 12 feet, but then we go way up there, and that's a pretty good ways up there. So I know here is 18 feet to there, and then it continues up, and I know it's 18 feet because, well, if we go out here, that project right there, the big old Exxon sign, that is exactly 18 feet tall from bottom to top, and that is going to stand in the corner of the warehouse. So first I got to get rid of some tile product out of here first, make some space, and that's going to be a project coming up real soon. We're going to see how we refinish that sign. We're going to mount it to the floor right there. It's going to run all the way up and across there, and then we're going to put some new siding up there, and thinking about hanging a car up there. So cool stuff to come in the shop. I'm really looking forward to getting rolling on that. We might pull that off the trailer today and start monkeying around. All right, I think the game plan will be, let's cover this with a piece of plywood first of all. Then we'll get this guy back up on here, but keep it out front so you have more work area. I'll probably do some sides on it here. Normally this thing can sit right back on the forklift, so it's most secure. I won't do the sides all the way back because you want a place to get in and out of the buggy. So a lot of times it's just me lifting the buggy in the air to where I need it, and then I climb up over the roof and across the... Let's not talk about that, safety and all. So let me go get a piece of plywood. Part of another crate that we undid around here. We got a lot of crates in here. A lot of material coming and going. So I'm trying to use up some of that scrap material and, you know, not spend a whole lot of money on this project. Let me go get some plywood. So I'm going to get a measurement on this, put it up, take it through the table saw, cut it to the right size, bring it on down. We'll get this guy lifted back up on top of there, screw it down, build some sides. My idea through here is just fill in here, put some shelving in there, and you know, lay a board sideways. Maybe put a back on this thing here to make it a little safer. Who knows what we'll do with it. But I'd like to have some screwdrivers, a hammer, a pair of pliers, wire cutters, adjustable wrench, that sort of thing. We've got millions of extra tools lying around here. Let's just throw some of them in here, leave them on the rack. No matter what kind of project we get involved in, there'll be a little duct tape in there, some electrical tape, who knows what. No matter what you get involved with, some wire knots, you're going forever. We'll just throw some of that in here. And then it's nice too, when you're up there, you got a little workbench. But what I found is when I was changing some lights out and I was using this as my workbench, put a screw on here, it rolls off. So why don't we put a little frame around this too, make that nice. Shall we? She's safer already. Well, the thing we really want to do now is put some sides over here, and then let's put a shelf in, put a backing on the shelf, of course, so tools can't just fall out the back side of it. I do like to keep it open though, for like, you know, running some conduit or some pipes or doing something like that. I want mine where you can kind of put it back here, and the forklift can do double duty. Take the guy up, usually me, take up the stuff with him. So that's what we're working on here. Let's figure out some sides here. Got a piece of plywood upstairs. It's 8 foot long. I think I'll just split it in half, and we'll call that 4 foot. And maybe we'll round the corners off a little bit, make that nice. And we can screw that plywood down here, catch it in here, and all the way up the side. That'll keep this solid so it doesn't flex, doesn't move, but also give us a little bit of safety in here. And then we'll put a piece of plywood on the back, put a shelf in. Back to the wood shop. All right, so again, 3/8 plywood, you know, just using that building materials from around the shop. What we're going to do is we're going to screw this onto here, like that, put the bow side in, and we're going to run it down to there. When you're building a pallet like this, you don't want anything to hang below the bottom of the pallet, plywood or whatever, because it gets, you know, drug around on the floor or outside. If the plywood's hanging down flush from the bottom of the pallet, it's just going to bust off of there. So you want these, you know, oak boards on the bottom of the pallet to be the only thing that really touches the ground. So we're going to put it on here, we're going to raise it up just a little bit, let's screw it on. I'm flush with the bottom of that board there, and I'm up a little bit here, which tells me my wall's leaning back just a little bit, so I'll just pull it in. Do we need to get the laser out and check the square and the... No. It's for just, you know, doing projects around the shop. You want to make sure it's strong though. I don't want somebody to trust their body weight to it one day, leaning on it, trying to reach for something that's not up to the task. So let's go get a sheet of plywood that goes across the back of here. See how far down it comes. That one's run a 2x4 on the flat across here. I got a little piece here, a little piece here that sits in there. It makes the shelf. We'll probably put a lip on the front so tools don't vibrate out when you're moving around with the forklift. And tell you what, well, it's safer than just standing on a regular old pallet. We'll leave this open here though. And the reason being is somebody's trying to pass material up to you, or if you're working, taking down the old lights and I want to pass the new lights out. You don't want to be like locked into this thing. You'll see when you buy one of these things, it's all made out of metal and, you know, OSHA approved and all that. It's just a framework. I mean, there's lots of ways to get in and out of the thing to make it safer. So I'm gonna leave the bottom of this open. I'm only gonna put a backing up here because that's where the tools will sit, and the backing will come up a little bit higher here, so we get that little lip on the back. Remember I was talking about stuff falling off the back of it. Screws, wire nuts, stuff like that. So we'll go up a little higher with that. So let's get a measurement and make that piece. More scrap wood. Tell you what, I just don't like throwing that stuff out.
So the idea is that goes like that. I put a TV6 in here like this with a backer on it, and got a shelf here and a shelf here. Ran some of the screws in it that we took from the original pallet. We broke it down. So far, our money spent on this project is $0. That's not going anywhere. And it closed down the gap, the size in here. Otherwise, people follow through. All right, so shelving in it. Took out of a customer's house, 3/4 inch plywood. Nice little edge on the front of it. That will sit up here, making a little lip in the back so tools can't fall out, like we talked about doing. All right, screw that on there. Hey, it almost looks nice. This will also give it more lateral support this way and this way. Especially with those bad boys in there, she ain't going nowhere. It's not fine cabinet building by any means, but it's definitely safer than what we had up here before. Standing around on a pallet. We'll put a couple of 2x6s in here. Those will hold the tools, and nothing can fall down, whatever. That's pretty solid. I feel real comfortable with getting on top of that and hanging stuff from the rafters and putting up new lights and doing things like that. I'm gonna have all my tools nearby him. So let me go ahead and finish it up, and I'll bring it back in. Shelving material, 2x6s we took off this unit. Front lip, another piece of that shelving unit we tore out. There we go. Tools were sitting there. It's almost perfect.
All right. Kind of looks like a reception desk from this side. But I think that'll make it a lot safer for us to be up there on the forklift doing what we do. We don't use it a lot, but it'd be nice to have it when we need it. The little lip in here. Plenty of room for tool storage. I think I might put a little basket over here or something. Like if I'm going up to install a light, it'd be nice to have a little basket. Maybe I'll just throw a little 5-gallon bucket in the corner. Something to keep, larger spare things. All right, time to put my money where my mouth is and just change on another light. My lovely assistant here is going to operate the forklift and lift me up. Going up. Woo! What a great banner. So here's my work project right up here. Somebody needs to dust around here. It's dirty.
All right, guys, so here's what we did. We built ourselves a forklift bucket. We did it on a budget. $0 spent. Zero. No money. This thing's going to make it a lot safer around here. Get personnel up in the air. We already changed out some of the lighting you see in the background there. It's so much brighter in here. I can actually shoot videos with the bay doors closed now, which is so nice. Keeps the sound out, keeps the rain out, everything else. So I'm excited about that. And tell me what you guys think of this. Thing worked out pretty good. I've changed out 5 lights so far with it. Definitely a difference in how bright it is in here. I'm excited about that for the quality of the video and everything else. And we needed to brighten up in here. We've got a ton of exciting projects coming in. The 67 Newport that we went and rescued out of a garage in Indiana about 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm leaving Wednesday night to run up there, do a will start video on it, and drive it home. 700 miles. That's right. So you're going to want to not miss that video. That's going to come up. I've ordered new wheels and tires for it and have those shipped straight to Indiana. So this is my first rescue vehicle where I go up and I get it running. Really excited about learning a lot of new stuff and bringing that home. I hope you join me for that adventure. Been looking online at a couple of old vintage campers. Already did one 4 years ago. Didn't record any of it because didn't have a channel. But I tell you what, looking back now, there would have been some great content. That's Mildred. Here's the before. And here's the after. That's right. So we had a lot of fun with that project, camping it all the time, not as much as we'd like to. But the game plan here is I want to put Mildred behind the Newport. I think it'd be pretty cool going down the road. Let me know what you think about that. So guys, as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. That helps me, the support. I just love it. I love to see new followers. I love to see the comments. I love to respond to your comments. Tell me what you think of this project right here. I love it. It's safe. All my tools fit in here. Everything I need goes in the bucket. Thing goes up in the air. I can't fall out of it. Really did help make things safer around here. So thanks for watching. Be back in about a week's time with another video. Hopefully we make it home. But thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.